is in tears and tells me, I can hold my grandkids. I can play with my grandkids.
Yeah.
I can carry groceries up the stairs. I can live for myself. You know, I had to have people help me. She's like, you know, the statement she makes is this: you changed my life.
Yeah, that's so
when you
awesome.
change somebody's life, or you change somebody's standard of living, there, I want to say there's no greater gift, because I probably can think of a few, my wife being one of them, because she's probably listening. You know, but that's a good example. You know, other examples are simple stuff. Like, I get messages on Facebook from, let's say, prior military guys I was with, prior cops I was with, and, you know, people I went to high school with that I don't live near anymore. And I get people send me messages saying, I need to get back into it, or I had this injury, or I have this thing impeding me dietary. I'll write diets from, I'll write programs from. But see, the problem you have, and I'd like to expose this and kind of talk about it, and I'm sure John probably, it irks him too. On social media, you see people who have a physique you cannot attain without drugs and genetic, which means you cannot attain it, period.
Right.
You see those people, and, you know, these people are not a beacon of hope for others.
No, they're not.
A regular Joe like me, a regular Joe like Warner that you know, came back from adversity and just grind, and that motivates people. So then I get these messages of, hey, look what you accomplished with your diet. They send me pictures. They're excited. Hey, you know what? Man, I used to get, you know, worn out doing this, or these pants haven't fit me, or you know, my husband actually started paying attention to me in the first time in 3 years. I mean,
wow, yeah,
that's powerful stuff.
It totally
but it
is.
also comes back to changing their standard of living. You know, that's when you know, and it can just be little messages on Instagram saying,
for sure,
hey, listen, you don't know me. I always watch your posts, and it motivates me. And I've gotten a lot of exercise today from you. And I did a series on Instagram, and they said a lot of people wanted me to keep it up and do a podcast and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not that guy, but I did the 5 keys for fitness success, and it was 5 parts. And you know, it's simple. It's work out, it's eat correctly, rest, and have a good mindset about it all. You know, because the mindset, it has to start there. If you have the mindset, you're not going to go there. But and then just repeat certain things to yourself. Like, you don't have to be great to start, but you've got to start to be great. And you know, people say, well, let me get in shape before I hire you as a trainer.
I know, it's so funny. I've had that.
Yeah, very common. So
that's the whole point of a trainer.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the reality is, it's just changing people's lives and making
for
it feel
sure
good that you had an impact.
It sounds like it's not necessarily one experience, but a feeling you get.
It is. And sometimes I don't have to say anything.
Yep.
I can witness it from afar and be very happy with what I do. I mean, I've trained people for free because of the results they got, because of the gratitude they showed, and because of the grind. I respected the grind and the hard work. It just depends. I've done diets for free because I've had people just, you know, crying and saying their life is just, you know, unbearable. And as we know with veterans, suicide is a real thing, and it's increasing every day. Yeah. But let us not forget, the average Joe deals with their own stresses, and body image is among the top 3 issues, you know? So those are good things.
Yeah, dude, I'm 100% with you on all this, man. This is great. My whole, and that's why I do what I do, is that it's so rewarding. I've had so many experiences that you're talking about where people, you know, your client is crying, or they can't even tell you, so they write you a letter and like hand it to you while they're shaking. They're like, "You've changed my life." But when you see that, it is, and then you share that with other people too. Just be like, this can be you. You can have this as well. And you don't have to be that person on the cover page of, you know, Men's Health magazine or whatever, because like we said, I mean, a lot of the times it is genetics and then drugs and then, you know, airbrushing, all that other stuff that they do too. But even just to get to the point of a lot of the guys in the movies and things like that. I mean, that's a really small percentage of the population, really small. And if you help people realize that, to love their body the way it is and then maximize their genetics, We're going to maximize what your genetic potential is. And everybody's going to look different, but you can still be the best you. And it'll improve their confidence, everything.
You can be the star of your own movie.
That's right.
Oh, man. Well said, my friend. Well said. Look at that. From the cheap seats.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was a great statement. It's funny that just body image, like I run into a lot of people, let's say at a pool or a party, whatever, and if I'm in tank top or, shirtless, which is very, very, very rare, people are afraid to talk about health fitness with me. It's intimidating. But then we'll end up chatting about it. And what I tell them is, listen, just because I look or feel the way I feel, or I submit to a certain, lifestyle of bodybuilding style fitness, does not mean that's my image of other people, of what I find attractive or what I find acceptable. Or and I tell people, listen, just because I'm this size and this shape, and you're your size and your shape, we're all made differently. There's not a single second version of you on the planet. We're individuals. God made us that way. So some are big, some are small, some are tall, some are not. And I said, but here's the key. If you're happy with who you are, rock it. If you're not, and be confident. If you're not, then I'll help you achieve what you do want to achieve. And here's the key. A ton of trainers, and especially fitness coaches for like stage, which I do quite a bit of, they have an image for their client. Well, is that what your client wants to look like? Is that the way your client wants to feel? Is that the focus your client wants? And people train normally and teach the way they do. I don't. I teach for your goal.
Sure.
And you said it best, for your metabolism, for your specific body style, structure, abilities, desire, drive. If you're only going to go to the gym 3 days a week and there's nothing I'm going to do to make you go 6, we're going to work with what we got. But I do believe that you have to understand it all starts with diet. We all know that. But I've had clients where two guys look genetically the same. One just did not metastasize fat the same as the other. And the other did not metastasize carbs. So once you're doing your caloric drops in line for a contest, let's say 6 weeks out, and one's not burning fat as fast as the other one. You realize
so individualized.
So to all your listeners out there, that and I know in the Own the Dash, there's a lot of people focusing on the fitness, a lot of people focusing on the diet. So I know these people, I think, will take this nugget. If you buy a diet of sorts out there in the world, I don't care if it's from Mr. Olympia, I joke because I know several of those guys, how can it work if he didn't ask you about 10 or 12 questions that are particular to you?
Right.
How did it work if he did not adjust it because we know that you and I know that every 7 to 10 days is how long it takes that diet to stick and see the result. If you ask them the right questions and things. And how does that diet work if every 7 to 10 days you didn't tweak it and turn it for that specific human being? Sure, you can lose weight. Are you going to keep it off? Are you going to plateau? Should you lose it too fast? Because we know easy come, easy go, and you have the rebound theory. So those are the questions I ask people, and I get these people say, like, let's for instance say keto. Well, I'm on the keto diet. That's fantastic. I lost 30 pounds. Hey, you know what? I'm excited for you, but I want to ask you a question. Who prescribed it to you? What do you mean? I'm like, who told you exactly what to eat when? She goes, well, I just pulled it off the internet. So what you're doing is you're telling me you're placing your body in ketosis random times for a random duration and expecting a perfect result. Well, I guess it works good. I'm like, well, that's not healthy. We know that fitness and health are not the same.
They're not.
Those people on stage at 3% body fat, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not healthy.
That's like their least health. They start getting healthy after.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, sweet dude, I did awesome. Now I'm going to go get healthy again.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm going to have carbs in my system that your body needs for some energy, and I'm going to allow myself more than 1,200 calories.
I'm going to drink some water again. I'm going
to. And just because somebody does cardio only, and obviously they're not rigid, they're not toned, they don't have good muscle structure because they're only doing cardio, and all they're doing is burning fat, and the muscles actually atrophy to a certain point. And they look great and they have a great shape, but are they fit? I say no.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they are.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're fit. Or they're completely healthy? No. So it's important for these body image problems, the body dysmorphia that's going on via, I think, grossly from the social media, giving us the wrong, and movies and TV, like you said, giving us the wrong image of what society thinks we're supposed to look and feel like. I think the burden is on you and I to educate as many as possible and say, hey, listen, what do you want to do? What do you want to look like? Well, I want to look like this guy. No. What do you want to look like, and how do you want to feel?
Right.
Do you feel like you want, better development in your legs because you can't carry a lot of weight, or do you want to feel like your back's sore all the time and you strengthen it? And you ask them you got to ask them those key questions of what do you want to accomplish? How do you want to be? And then do that. I've seen people say, hey, your arms are too big for a bikini. Don't work arms anymore. And then I'll walk up to them and say, your arms look amazing. What do you mean don't work arms anymore?
Yeah.
That's your asset. Rock that. That's your genetics.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's one of your strengths.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I get really worked up with the social media thing, even though I'm guilty of using it as well. Yeah, and I say this because, and I got to be careful of names because I don't know who's going to listen to this, but
yeah, sure.
I know all of these, a lot of these top Instagram people with 2.8 million followers, 150,000 followers, and there's some people that do it right. I have a good friend, Horacio. You can look him up, Horacio Cuellar. This dude's like 280 pounds, 5'8".
Yeah.
Wow.
And his workouts are the most vicious I've ever been a part of since the military. But he sends the right message to people. And he's open and he's honest about what he takes and doesn't take and how he got there and what works for him versus what works for somebody else. He doesn't stand up and says, you can look like me if you buy these supplements. He's intent about it. So hopefully listen to this. He's a super good dude. I look to him a lot. And he trains with 4-time Mr. Olympia men's physique, my category. That guy's gone up and down too. And he's found balance in his life. I'm a fan of balance.
For sure.
I'm not going to stay ripped like I am in some of my pictures, 3.8% body fat, wherever I was on stage. I'm not going to be happy, chubby. I'm not going to be happy looking great, but not being able to run up a flight of stairs.
Right.
I need to feel good. I need to be functionally fit so I can actually, always ready to fight, right, guys? You got to be functionally fit.
You do.
Everyone's balance point is different. You got to juggle the priorities.
Right.
The way I juggle my priorities is work and gym are a part of the same day. If I get up work at 5:30 and somebody says, hey, you want to hang out tonight? I go, sure. Anytime after 7:30. It's part of my day. I go straight from work with a backpack. I know about myself if I go home and I have a button on my butt, or if I sit down, I don't go to the gym. So what do? I combat that by finding a workaround and then balance. When I'm off, my off gym day, my off day of work, it's family day.
Yeah,
whatever my family wants to do, that's what I do.
So you're pretty routine. You got a pretty routine mindset.
Yeah, I am a creature of habit when it comes to that. Probably the military and law enforcement training, but yeah, I like to get my training out of the way early because then all I have to do is eat all day, and I can eat virtually anything I want because I have a crazy metabolism. So I'm not a 4:30 training dude. I don't know which one of you guys are, but if you are that guy, I hate you and I can never be you.
So I get up that early so I can train people early, but I don't work out that early.
Yeah,
I'm standing there telling them what to do.
Just the crazy guys.
Hey, but you know what? You're there, and it starts by example.
Oh, it's so early. Yeah.
Now, if I work, I have a job where I start earlier. I'll go straight from work. I'll have a backpack, and I've had days, and I'm sure you have too. I've had days where I don't feel good. I don't feel energized. I had a bad day at work. People are just, a-holes. I'm out here in California. Let's remember that. So
yeah.
all of a sudden pull up in a parking lot of the gym and go, oh, damn, out of habit. Well, I'm already here. I'll do it. And let me tell you, wow, that was a bad workout. Said no one ever.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Once you get,
so just,
man, I really regret this
gym.
workout.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Doesn't happen. I've never heard it in my life unless they injured themselves, and they still never say that. But Jocko said it best. Jocko Willink said it best. Guys, he's like, I'm not a superhuman, and I'm paraphrasing. There's days I don't feel good. There's days I don't feel up to par. I don't work, but I go and I do something. Yeah. And that's what he says. I still go and I do something.
Yep.
I prescribe to that. There's days that I always tell my clients, when you have it, and I can tell you have it, we're going to push it.
Yeah.
We're going to push the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
The days you don't have it, that's all right. Let's get the muscles moving. Let's put some blood.